In the tapestry of existence, where the threads of reality and dream intertwine, lies the profound realm of Hindu mythology. Tonight, we embark on a tranquil voyage into the heart of this ancient wisdom, a journey designed to soothe your mind and lead you into the embrace of sleep. We shall explore the divine visions of the Trideva, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and the boundless cosmic oceans that cradle the universe, offering a sanctuary of peace and serenity as you drift into slumber. Imagine, if you will, the vast expanse of the cosmic ocean, a boundless sea of primordial waters known as the Karana Ocean. This is not merely water as we understand it, but the very essence of potential, the source from which all creation springs forth. Upon these tranquil waters rests Anantashisha, the serpent of infinity, whose coils form a bed for Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. Vishnu, in his divine slumber, dreams the universe into existence. Each breath he takes shapes galaxies. Each thought manifests worlds. As you listen, allow your mind to merge with this cosmic scene, feeling the gentle ebb and flow of creation, the infinite possibilities that lie within the depths of your own consciousness. Brahma, the creator, emerges from a lotus that sprouts from Vishnu's navel. He is the architect of reality, the divine craftsman who shapes the raw material of existence into the myriad forms we perceive. Picture Brahma seated upon his lotus throne, his four faces gazing in all directions, each reciting the sacred Vedas, the scriptures of ultimate knowledge. With every verse, he weaves the fabric of time and space, bringing order and beauty to the cosmos. Feel the creative energy emanating from Brahma, igniting your own imagination and inspiring you to manifest your dreams. Shiva, the destroyer, completes the Trideva, the divine trinity. He is the force of transformation, the cosmic dancer who dismantles the old to make way for the new. Envision Shiva in his meditative pose, his matted hair adorned with the crescent moon, his body smeared with sacred ash. Around his neck coils Vasuki, the king of serpents, and from his dreadlocks flows the holy river Ganga. Shiva's third eye, when opened, can incinerate entire universes, yet is also the eye of wisdom, piercing through illusion to reveal the ultimate truth. Embrace the power of Shiva to let go of that which no longer serves you, allowing yourself to transform and evolve into your highest potential. The concept of the Trideva is not merely a theological construct. It is a profound representation of the cyclical nature of existence. Creation, preservation, and destruction are not separate events, but rather interconnected phases of a continuous process. Just as the seasons change and life ebbs and flows, so too does the universe undergo constant transformation. By understanding this cosmic dance, we can learn to accept change, to embrace impermanence, and to find peace in the midst of chaos. Delve deeper into the symbolism of the cosmic ocean. It represents the subconscious mind, the vast reservoir of thoughts, emotions, and memories that shape our reality. Just as Vishnu rests upon the waters of the Karana Ocean, so too does our consciousness float upon the sea of our subconscious. By exploring the depths of our inner world, we can uncover hidden treasures, release limiting beliefs, and cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves. Consider the lotus that springs from Vishnu's navel. It symbolizes purity, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. The lotus flower rises from the murky depths of the water, yet it blooms in pristine beauty, untouched by the mud from which it emerged. Similarly, we can rise above our challenges and transform our suffering into wisdom and compassion. The lotus is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the potential for growth and transformation. Shiva's dance, the Trideva, is a powerful metaphor for the dynamic energy of the universe. It is a dance of creation and destruction, of order and chaos, of life and death. As Shiva dances, he embodies the opposing forces that drive the cosmos, demonstrating that everything is in a state of constant flux. By witnessing Shiva's dance, we can learn to embrace the duality of existence, to accept both the light and the shadow, and to find balance in the midst of opposites. Imagine the gentle sound of the Om mantra resonating throughout the cosmic ocean. Om is the primordial sound, the vibration from which all creation arises. It is the sound of the universe, the sound of silence, the sound of your own inner being. As you listen to the Om mantra, feel it vibrating within your body, calming your mind, and connecting you to the divine source. Let the sound wash over you, dissolving any tension or stress and allowing you to drift deeper into relaxation. Visualize the radiant light emanating from the Trideva. Brahma's light is the light of knowledge, illuminating the path to understanding. Vishnu's light is the light of love, nurturing and sustaining all beings. Shiva's light is the light of wisdom, burning away ignorance and revealing the ultimate truth. Allow these divine lights to fill your being, radiating peace, joy, and serenity. Reflect on the stories of the Trideva. Brahma, in his quest for knowledge, once sought to reach the end of Shiva's lingam, a symbol of cosmic energy. He flew upwards for countless years, but could not find the top. Vishnu, in his humility, descended downwards, but could not find the bottom. This story teaches us that the divine is beyond our comprehension, that we can never fully grasp the infinite mystery of existence. It is through humility and surrender that we can come closer to the truth. Vishnu, in his role as preserver, incarnates in various forms, known as avatars, to restore balance to the world. From Rama, the righteous king, to Krishna, the divine charioteer, Vishnu's avatars embody the qualities of compassion, courage, and wisdom. By studying the stories of Vishnu's avatars, we can learn how to live a life of purpose, to overcome adversity, and to embody our highest potential. Shiva, in his compassion, drank the poison that threatened to destroy the universe. This act of selflessness demonstrates the power of love and sacrifice. Shiva's throat turned blue from the poison, earning him the name Nilakantha, the blue-throated one. This story teaches us that true compassion requires us to be willing to suffer for the sake of others, to put the needs of others before our own. Consider the symbolism of Shiva's trident, the Trishula. It represents the three gunas, the qualities of nature: sattva, purity; rajas, passion; and tamas, inertia. Shiva's mastery over the Trishula signifies his control over the forces of nature, his ability to balance the opposing energies of the universe. By cultivating balance within ourselves, we can emulate Shiva's mastery and live a life of harmony and peace. Imagine the celestial music that accompanies the divine visions of the Trideva. The sound of the veena, the ancient Indian stringed instrument, fills the air, creating a soothing and harmonious atmosphere. The music of the veena is said to have the power to heal the mind, body, and spirit. As you listen to the celestial music, allow it to transport you to a realm of pure bliss and tranquility. Visualize the sacred symbols associated with the Trideva. Brahma's symbol is the swan, representing discernment and wisdom. Vishnu's symbol is the conch shell, representing the sound of creation. Shiva's symbol is the lingam, representing cosmic energy. By contemplating these sacred symbols, we can deepen our understanding of the divine principles they represent. Reflect on the interconnectedness of the Trideva. They are not separate entities, but rather different aspects of the same ultimate reality. Brahma creates, Vishnu preserves, and Shiva destroys, but they all work together in perfect harmony to maintain the cosmic balance. This teaches us that everything in the universe is interconnected, that we are all part of the same divine whole. As you continue to listen, allow your mind to wander through the realms of Hindu mythology, exploring the divine visions of the Trideva and the boundless cosmic oceans. Feel the peace, the serenity, and the joy that arise from connecting with these ancient wisdom teachings. Let the stories and symbols inspire you to live a life of purpose, compassion, and wisdom. And as you drift into sleep, may your dreams be filled with the light of the divine. Imagine the divine consorts of the Trideva: Sarasvati, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom, the partner of Brahma; Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, the partner of Vishnu; and Parvati, the goddess of power and devotion, the partner of Shiva. These goddesses represent the feminine energy, the Shakti, that complements the masculine energy of the gods. They embody the qualities of creativity, abundance, and strength. By honoring the divine feminine, we can cultivate balance and harmony within ourselves and in the world around us. Sarasvati, the goddess of knowledge, is often depicted playing the veena, the ancient Indian stringed instrument. Her music is said to have the power to awaken the intellect and inspire creativity. She is also associated with the swan, a symbol of discernment and wisdom. By invoking Sarasvati, we can gain clarity of mind, enhance our learning abilities, and express our creative potential. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is often depicted seated on a lotus flower, showering gold coins upon her devotees. She represents not only material wealth, but also spiritual abundance, good fortune, and prosperity in all areas of life. By invoking Lakshmi, we can attract abundance into our lives, cultivate gratitude for what we have, and share our blessings with others. Parvati, the goddess of power, is often depicted riding a tiger or a lion, symbolizing her strength and courage. She is the embodiment of Shakti, the divine feminine energy that empowers all beings. She is also known as Durga, the warrior goddess who defeats evil, and Kali, the fierce goddess who destroys ignorance. By invoking Parvati, we can tap into our inner strength, overcome our fears, and stand up for what is right. Consider the sacred rivers of India, especially the Ganga, which is said to flow from Shiva's hair. These rivers are considered to be purifying and life-giving, and they are revered as goddesses. Bathing in the Ganga is believed to cleanse one's sins and bring spiritual liberation. The rivers represent the flow of life, the constant change and transformation that is inherent in the universe. Imagine the ancient temples of India, adorned with intricate carvings and sculptures depicting the gods and goddesses. These temples are considered to be sacred spaces, places of pilgrimage and devotion. They're filled with the energy of prayers, mantras, and offerings. By visiting these temples, we can connect with the divine and deepen our spiritual practice. Visualize the colorful festivals of India, celebrating the stories and qualities of the gods and goddesses. These festivals are filled with music, dance, and joy. They are a time for community, for sharing, and for expressing devotion. By participating in these festivals, we can immerse ourselves in the culture and traditions of Hinduism and connect with the divine in a joyful and celebratory way. Reflect on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, a sacred text that contains the essence of Hindu philosophy. The Gita is a dialogue between Arjuna, a warrior, and Krishna, his charioteer, who is an avatar of Vishnu. Krishna teaches Arjuna about the nature of reality, the importance of duty, and the path to liberation. The Gita is a guide to living a life of purpose, wisdom, and devotion. Consider the practice of yoga, a system of physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines that originated in India. Yoga is a way to connect with the divine within, to cultivate balance and harmony in the body and mind, and to achieve spiritual liberation. By practicing yoga, we can improve our physical health, reduce stress, and deepen our spiritual awareness. Imagine the peaceful ashrams, the spiritual retreats where seekers gather to study and practice yoga, meditation, and other spiritual disciplines. These ashrams are often located in beautiful and serene settings, surrounded by nature. They are places of refuge where one can escape the distractions of the world and focus on inner growth. Visualize the serene faces of the yogis and swamis, the spiritual teachers who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of enlightenment. These teachers are living examples of the wisdom and compassion that are at the heart of Hindu philosophy. By studying with these teachers, we can gain guidance and support on our own spiritual journey. Reflect on the concept of karma, the law of cause and effect. Every action, thought, and word creates a ripple effect that shapes our future. By acting with kindness, compassion, and integrity, we can create positive karma that will bring us happiness and success. By avoiding negative actions, we can prevent suffering and create a better future for ourselves and others. Consider the practice of meditation, a technique for quieting the mind and connecting with the divine within. Meditation involves focusing the attention on a single point, such as the breath, a mantra, or a visual image. By practicing meditation regularly, we can reduce stress, improve our concentration, and deepen our spiritual awareness. Imagine the sound of the temple bells ringing out to announce the presence of the divine. The sound of the bells is said to purify the atmosphere and to awaken the senses. It is a reminder to be present in the moment and to connect with the divine within. Visualize the offerings of flowers, incense, and food that are made to the gods and goddesses. These offerings are symbols of devotion and gratitude. They are a way to express our love and appreciation for the blessings we have received. Reflect on the concept of Dharma, the principle of righteousness and duty. Dharma is the guiding principle that should govern our actions and decisions. By living in accordance with Dharma, we can create a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. As you continue to listen, allow yourself to be immersed in the beauty and wisdom of Hindu mythology. Let the stories and symbols inspire you to live a life of compassion, integrity, and devotion. And as you drift into sleep, may your dreams be filled with the light of the divine, guiding you on your path to enlightenment. Picture the sages of ancient India deep in meditation, contemplating the mysteries of the universe. Their wisdom has been passed down through the centuries, providing guidance and inspiration for generations of seekers. By studying their teachings, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Imagine the sacred fire rituals, the yajnas, in which offerings are made to the gods and goddesses. The fire represents transformation and purification. By offering our desires and attachments into the fire, we can purify our hearts and minds and move closer to liberation. Visualize the sacred mountains of the Himalayas, the home of the gods and goddesses. These mountains are considered to be powerful places of spiritual energy. By visiting these mountains, we can connect with the divine and experience a sense of awe and wonder. Reflect on the concept of moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Moksha is the ultimate goal of Hindu spiritual practice. It is the state of complete freedom, peace, and bliss. By following the path of Dharma, we can eventually attain moksha and merge with the divine. Consider the different paths to liberation, the yogas. Karma Yoga is the path of selfless action. Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion. Jnana Yoga is the path of knowledge. And Raja Yoga is the path of meditation. By choosing the path that resonates with us, we can make steady progress towards liberation. Imagine the sound of the conch shell blown to announce the beginning of a sacred ritual. The sound of the conch is said to dispel negative energy and to create a positive and auspicious atmosphere. Visualize the sacred threads, the Rockies, tied on the wrists of loved ones as a symbol of protection and affection. The Rocky represents the bond of love and the commitment to support and care for one another. Reflect on the concept of ahimsa, nonviolence. Ahimsa is the principle of avoiding harm to all living beings. By practicing ahimsa, we can create a more peaceful and compassionate world. Consider the importance of gratitude. By expressing gratitude for the blessings in our lives, we can cultivate a sense of contentment and joy. Imagine the smiles on the faces of the devotees, radiating peace and happiness. Their devotion is a testament to the power of faith and the transformative potential of spiritual practice. As you drift further into sleep, allow the wisdom of Hindu mythology to guide you on your journey. May your dreams be filled with light, love, and peace. And may you awaken refreshed and renewed, ready to embrace the day with joy and purpose. The essence of the Trideva is the dance of the universe, the eternal rhythm of creation, preservation, and dissolution. It is a reminder that everything is in constant motion, constantly changing and constantly evolving. Embrace this cosmic dance, and you will find peace in the midst of chaos, strength in the face of adversity, and joy in the heart of sorrow. For within the Trideva lies the key to unlocking the secrets of existence and realizing your own divine potential. Now, let the gentle waves of the cosmic ocean carry you away into the land of dreams, where the divine visions of the Trideva await to guide you on your inner journey. Now, as you prepare to fully embrace the embrace of slumber, let's delve even deeper into the profound symbolism and intricate narratives that weave the tapestry of Hindu mythology. Consider the concept of Maya, often translated as illusion. It's not merely about deception, but rather the idea that our perception of reality is limited and filtered through our senses and our minds. We see the world through a lens of our own experiences, biases, and conditioning. Maya obscures the true nature of reality, which is ultimately interconnected and divine. Imagine a vast ocean, its surface churned by waves. We focus on the individual waves, seeing them as separate entities, rising and falling, each with its own unique shape and form. But beneath the surface, it's all the same water, connected and unified. Maya is like focusing on the waves and forgetting the ocean. Understanding Maya is crucial for spiritual growth, as it allows us to see beyond the surface appearances and recognize the underlying unity of all things. Think about the countless stories of gods and goddesses taking different forms or avatars. These avatars are not simply disguises, but rather manifestations of the divine in different aspects, tailored to specific needs and circumstances. Each avatar embodies certain qualities and virtues that are necessary to restore balance and harmony to the world. For example, Vishnu's avatar as Krishna embodies love, compassion and wisdom, while his avatar as Narasimha embodies courage and righteous anger. These avatars teach us that the divine is not static or fixed, but rather dynamic and adaptable, constantly responding to the needs of the universe. Consider the story of Rama, another avatar of Vishnu, who embodies Dharma, righteousness, and ideal kingship. His journey through life, his struggles and triumphs, serve as a moral compass, guiding us towards virtuous conduct and ethical decision-making. The Ramayana, the epic tale of Rama, is not just a story, but a living testament to the power of Dharma and the importance of upholding moral values in the face of adversity. Now, let's contemplate the significance of the various deities and their associated symbols. Each deity represents a different aspect of the divine, a different facet of the ultimate reality. Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, represents wisdom, intellect, and auspicious beginnings. His large ears symbolize his ability to listen attentively. His trunk symbolizes his ability to overcome obstacles, and his sweet tooth symbolizes his appreciation for the finer things in life. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, represents abundance, beauty, and good fortune. She is often depicted sitting on a lotus flower, symbolizing purity and spiritual awakening. Sarasvati, the goddess of knowledge and learning, represents wisdom, creativity, and the arts. She is often depicted playing a veena, a stringed instrument, symbolizing the harmony and rhythm of the universe. Understanding the symbolism associated with each deity can provide us with valuable insights into the nature of the divine and the qualities that we should strive to cultivate within ourselves. Consider the concept of reincarnation, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This cycle is driven by karma, the law of cause and effect. Our actions, thoughts, and intentions create karmic impressions that shape our future experiences. By performing good deeds and cultivating positive qualities, we can create positive karma and improve our chances of a favorable rebirth. Conversely, by performing negative deeds and cultivating negative qualities, we can create negative karma and increase our chances of an unfavorable rebirth. The goal of spiritual practice is to break free from the cycle of reincarnation and attain moksha, liberation from suffering. Reincarnation is not simply a matter of blind fate, but rather a process of learning and growth. Each life is an opportunity to learn from our mistakes, to cultivate virtues, and to move closer to the ultimate goal of liberation. Imagine a potter shaping a clay pot. Each time the potter works with the clay, he refines its shape and removes its imperfections. Similarly, each life is an opportunity to refine our character and remove our imperfections, bringing us closer to our true potential. Let's explore the significance of mantras, sacred sounds, or syllables that are believed to have transformative power. Mantras are often chanted or recited as a form of meditation or prayer. The vibrations of the mantra are said to purify the mind, calm the emotions, and connect us with the divine. The most famous mantra is Om, the primordial sound of the universe. OM is said to represent the ultimate reality, the source of all creation. Chanting OM can help us to quiet the mind and experience a sense of deep peace and connection. Different mantras are associated with different deities and are used to invoke their blessings and power. For example, the mantra Om Namah Shivaya is dedicated to Lord Shiva and is used to invoke his grace and protection. The power of mantras lies not only in their sound, but also in their intention. When we chant a mantra with sincerity and devotion, we are aligning ourselves with the energy of the divine and opening ourselves to its transformative power. Reflect on the importance of pilgrimage in Hindu tradition. Pilgrimage is the act of traveling to sacred sites or temples as a form of spiritual practice. These sites are believed to be imbued with divine energy and to possess the power to purify and transform those who visit them. The act of pilgrimage is not just about visiting a physical location, but rather about undertaking an inner journey of self-discovery and transformation. The challenges and hardships encountered during the pilgrimage can help us to overcome our ego and to develop qualities such as patience, humility, and resilience. The encounters with other pilgrims can foster a sense of community and shared purpose. The experiences at the sacred site can deepen our faith and inspire us to live a more meaningful life. Imagine climbing a mountain to reach a sacred temple at the summit. The climb may be arduous and challenging, but the sense of accomplishment and the spiritual insights gained at the summit make it all worthwhile. Consider the concept of dharma, often translated as righteousness, duty, or cosmic law. Dharma is the principle that governs the universe and maintains its order and harmony. It is also the moral code that guides human conduct and ensures social stability. Living in accordance with Dharma means fulfilling our duties and responsibilities, acting ethically and morally, and contributing to the well-being of society. Dharma is not a rigid set of rules, but rather a flexible guideline that adapts to different circumstances and contexts. What is considered Dharma in one situation may not be considered Dharma in another. The key is to act with wisdom, compassion, and a sense of responsibility. Following Dharma is not always easy, but it is essential for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. It is the foundation upon which we build our character and contribute to the betterment of the world. Now, let's delve into the symbolism of fire in Hindu rituals and mythology. Fire, or Agni, is considered a sacred element, representing purification, transformation, and divine energy. It is often used in yajnas, or fire sacrifices, where offerings are made to the gods and goddesses. The fire is believed to carry these offerings to the divine realm. The act of offering something into the fire symbolizes the renunciation of our desires and attachments. By letting go of these attachments, we can purify our hearts and minds and move closer to liberation. Fire also represents the transformative power of knowledge and wisdom. Just as fire can transform raw materials into something new and useful, knowledge can transform our ignorance into understanding and our suffering into joy. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword in a fire. The fire heats the metal, making it malleable and allowing the blacksmith to shape it into a powerful weapon. Similarly, the fire of knowledge can transform our minds, making them sharp, focused, and capable of achieving great things. Reflect on the significance of the Ganges River, considered the most sacred river in Hinduism. The Ganges is believed to have the power to purify sins and to liberate souls from the cycle of birth and death. Bathing in the Ganges is considered a sacred act, and many Hindus make pilgrimages to the river to cleanse themselves physically and spiritually. The Ganges is not just a physical river, but also a symbol of spiritual purity and renewal. Its waters are believed to be imbued with divine energy, and its flow represents the constant flow of life and consciousness. The Ganges is also a source of sustenance and livelihood for millions of people in India. It provides water for irrigation, transportation, and domestic use. The river is revered not only for its spiritual significance, but also for its practical importance. Imagine the countless generations who have lived and thrived along the banks of the Ganges, drawing sustenance from its waters and finding solace in its presence. Consider the importance of the concept of guru, the spiritual teacher or guide. The guru plays a crucial role in guiding us on the path to self-realization and liberation. The guru is not just a source of information, but also a source of inspiration, encouragement, and support. The guru helps us to understand the scriptures, to practice meditation, and to overcome our obstacles. The guru also serves as a role model, embodying the qualities of wisdom, compassion, and selflessness. The relationship between the guru and the disciple is considered sacred and is based on trust, respect, and devotion. The guru is not a substitute for our own efforts, but rather a catalyst that helps us to unlock our own potential. Imagine a gardener tending to a plant. The gardener provides the plant with water, sunlight, and nutrients, but ultimately it is the plant itself that must grow and blossom. Similarly, the guru provides us with the guidance and support we need, but ultimately, it is up to us to cultivate our own spiritual growth. Now, let's explore the concept of yoga, a system of physical, mental, and spiritual practices that aim to unite the individual self with the divine. Yoga encompasses a wide range of techniques, including asanas, physical postures, pranayama, breath control, meditation, and ethical principles. The goal of yoga is to purify the body and mind, to calm the emotions, and to awaken our inner potential. Yoga is not just about physical fitness, but also about mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual growth. Different types of yoga emphasize different aspects of the practice. Hatha yoga focuses on physical postures and breath control. Raja yoga focuses on meditation and mental discipline. Karma yoga focuses on selfless action, and bhakti yoga focuses on devotion and love. By choosing the type of yoga that resonates with us, we can tailor our practice to our individual needs and goals. Imagine a musical instrument that is out of tune. Yoga is like tuning the instrument, bringing all its parts into harmony and allowing it to produce beautiful music. Reflect on the significance of temples in Hindu tradition. Temples are considered sacred spaces where the divine resides. They are often elaborately decorated with sculptures, paintings, and carvings that depict the gods and goddesses and their stories. Temples are not just places of worship, but also centers of community, culture, and education. They provide a space for people to gather, to celebrate festivals, to learn about their religion, and to receive blessings from the divine. Visiting a temple can be a powerful spiritual experience, allowing us to connect with the divine and to feel a sense of peace and tranquility. The architecture of the temple is often designed to reflect the cosmic order, with different parts of the temple representing different aspects of the universe. The central shrine, where the deity resides, is considered the heart of the temple and the focal point of worship. Imagine stepping into a temple and feeling a sense of awe and reverence. The beauty of the architecture, the fragrance of incense, and the chanting of mantras create an atmosphere of sacredness that can transport us to another realm. Consider the concept of meditation, a practice of training the mind to focus and quiet the thoughts. Meditation is an essential tool for spiritual growth, allowing us to develop inner peace, clarity, and wisdom. There are many different types of meditation, but they all share the same goal: to cultivate a state of awareness and presence. Meditation can help us to reduce stress, improve focus, and develop compassion. It can also help us to gain insights into the nature of our own minds and the nature of reality. Regular meditation practice can transform our lives, bringing us greater happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace. Imagine sitting quietly and observing your breath. As thoughts arise, you gently acknowledge them and let them pass, returning your attention to your breath. With practice, you will find that your mind becomes calmer and more focused, and you will experience a sense of deep peace and tranquility. Now, let's delve into the stories of the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, two of the most important epic poems in Hindu literature. These epics are not just stories, but also allegories that teach us about dharma, karma, and the nature of the divine. The Mahabharata tells the story of a great war between two families, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The story explores themes of duty, justice, and the consequences of greed and ambition. The Bhagavad Gita, a part of the Mahabharata, contains a profound philosophical discourse between Arjuna and Krishna on the nature of reality, the path to liberation, and the importance of selfless action. The Ramayana tells the story of Rama, an ideal king who embodies dharma and righteousness. The story explores themes of love, devotion, and the triumph of good over evil. These epics are not just stories from the past, but also living traditions that continue to inspire and guide people today. Imagine listening to a storyteller narrating the tales of the Mahabharata and of the Ramayana. The storyteller brings the characters to life, and their struggles and triumphs resonate with us on a deep emotional level. Reflect on the significance of festivals in Hindu tradition. Festivals are an integral part of Hindu culture, providing opportunities for communities to come together, celebrate their faith, and renew their spirits. Different festivals are associated with different deities and events in the Hindu calendar. Diwali, the festival of lights, celebrates the victory of good over evil and the return of Rama to his kingdom. Holi, the festival of colors, celebrates the arrival of spring and the triumph of joy over sorrow. Navratri, the festival of 9 nights, celebrates the goddess Durga and her victory over the demon Mahishasura. These festivals are not just times for celebration, but also times for reflection, prayer, and service. They provide an opportunity to connect with our family and friends, to express our gratitude for the blessings in our lives, and to contribute to the well-being of our community. Imagine the vibrant colors, the joyous music, and the delicious food that fill the air during a Hindu festival. The atmosphere is electric with excitement and celebration, and everyone is swept up in the spirit of the occasion. Consider the concept of the Atman, the individual soul or self. The Atman is believed to be a part of the Brahman, the ultimate reality. The goal of spiritual practice is to realize the identity of the Atman and the Brahman, to recognize that our individual self is not separate from the divine. This realization leads to liberation from suffering and the attainment of eternal peace and bliss. The Atman is often described as being like a drop of water in the ocean. The drop of water may appear to be separate from the ocean, but it is ultimately made of the same substance. Similarly, the Atman may appear to be separate from the Brahman, but it is ultimately a part of the same reality. The realization of the identity of the Atman and the Brahman is the ultimate goal of Hindu spiritual practice. Now, let's explore the concept of the 3 gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas. These are the 3 fundamental qualities that make up all of existence, including our own minds and bodies. Sattva represents purity, goodness, and harmony. Rajas represents passion, activity, and ambition. Tamas represents inertia, darkness, and ignorance. These 3 gunas are constantly interacting and influencing each other, shaping our experiences and determining our behavior. The goal of spiritual practice is to cultivate sattva and to reduce rajas and tamas. By cultivating sattva, we can purify our minds, develop wisdom, and experience greater happiness. By reducing rajas and tamas, we can overcome our negative emotions, break free from our bad habits, and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. Imagine a scale with 3 weights on it: sattva, rajas, and tamas. By adding more weight to the sattva side and removing weight from the rajas and tamas sides, we can bring the scale into balance and create a more harmonious state of being. Reflect on the importance of selfless service in Hindu tradition. Seva, or selfless service, is considered an essential part of spiritual practice. It involves performing actions without expecting any reward or recognition. The goal of seva is to help others, to alleviate suffering, and to contribute to the well-being of society. Seva can take many forms, from volunteering at a local charity to donating to a worthy cause. It can also involve simply being kind and compassionate to those around us. Performing seva is not only beneficial to others, but also beneficial to ourselves. It helps us to overcome our ego, to develop compassion, and to connect with our fellow human beings. Imagine a river flowing towards the ocean. As it flows, it nourishes the land, provides water to the crops, and supports the lives of countless creatures. Similarly, when we engage in selfless service, we are nourishing the world, supporting the lives of others, and contributing to the flow of goodness in the universe. Consider the concept of the 4 stages of life, or ashramas, in Hindu tradition. These are brahmacharya, the student stage; grihastha, the householder stage; vanaprastha, the retirement stage; and sannyasa, the renunciation stage. Each stage has its own set of duties and responsibilities, and each stage is designed to help us grow and develop spiritually. Brahmacharya is a time for learning, discipline, and self-discovery. Grihastha is a time for family, career, and social responsibility. Vanaprastha is a time for reflection, contemplation, and detachment. Sannyasa is a time for complete renunciation and devotion to God. These 4 stages are not meant to be rigid or sequential, but rather flexible guidelines that can be adapted to individual circumstances and needs. The goal is to live a balanced and fulfilling life, progressing through each stage with wisdom, compassion, and a sense of purpose. Imagine climbing a mountain. Each stage of life is like a different part of the mountain. As we climb, we encounter different challenges and opportunities, and we gain new perspectives on ourselves and the world around us. Now, let's explore the concept of Kundalini, the dormant energy that lies coiled at the base of the spine. Kundalini is believed to be a powerful source of spiritual energy, and when awakened, it can lead to profound transformation and enlightenment. The awakening of Kundalini is often described as a rising of energy through the body, activating the chakras or energy centers, and leading to a state of expanded awareness and bliss. The process of Kundalini awakening can be intense and challenging, and it is often recommended to be undertaken under the guidance of a qualified teacher. However, even a gentle and gradual awakening of Kundalini can bring about significant benefits, such as increased creativity, enhanced intuition, and a deeper connection to the divine. Imagine a snake coiled at the base of a tree. As the snake awakens and rises, it sheds its old skin and emerges as a new and more vibrant creature. Similarly, the awakening of Kundalini can help us to shed our old patterns and limitations and emerge as a more authentic and empowered version of ourselves. Reflect on the importance of surrender in Hindu tradition. Surrender is the act of letting go of our ego, our attachments, and our control, and trusting in the divine. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength and wisdom. Surrender allows us to open ourselves to the grace and guidance of the divine, and to experience a sense of peace and acceptance in the face of life's challenges. Surrender does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means accepting what is and trusting that everything is happening for a reason. It means letting go of our need to control everything and allowing the divine to guide us on our path. Imagine floating in a boat on a river. If you try to control the boat too much, you will struggle and become frustrated. But if you surrender to the flow of the river, you will be carried effortlessly towards your destination. Similarly, when we surrender to the divine, we are carried effortlessly towards our highest potential. Consider the concept of the 5 elements, or Pancha Mahabhutas, in Hindu philosophy. These are earth, water, fire, air, and ether, or space. These 5 elements are believed to be the building blocks of all of creation, including our own bodies and minds. Each element has its own unique qualities and characteristics, and each element plays a vital role in maintaining the balance and harmony of the universe. Earth represents solidity, stability, and grounding. Water represents fluidity, adaptability, and emotion. Fire represents transformation, energy, and passion. Air represents movement, breath, and intellect. Ether represents space, consciousness, and connection. By understanding the 5 elements and their qualities, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Imagine a painter mixing different colors on a canvas. Each color represents a different element, and by combining these colors in different ways, the painter can create a vast array of images and emotions. Similarly, the 5 elements combine in countless ways to create the diversity and complexity of the universe. As you continue to drift deeper into the realm of dreams, allow these images and concepts to swirl within your mind. Let the wisdom of Hindu mythology guide you on your journey of self-discovery and transformation. Remember that the divine resides within you, waiting to be awakened. Embrace the power of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Live in accordance with Dharma, and strive to make the world a better place. Surrender to the divine and trust in the flow of life. And may your dreams be filled with light, peace, and joy. The echoes of ancient chants and the whispers of timeless wisdom will cradle you as you journey through the night. The divine dance of creation, preservation, and dissolution continues, and you are an integral part of this cosmic ballet. Rest now and allow the universe to unfold within you. Let's now turn our attention to the intricate details of temple architecture, a subject deeply intertwined with the spiritual essence of Hinduism. Temples are not merely places of worship. They are meticulously designed microcosms that mirror the universe itself, reflecting the intricate balance of cosmic forces. The construction of a temple follows precise guidelines laid down in ancient texts like the Vasta Shastras, which detail the principles of sacred architecture and spatial geometry. These texts dictate everything from the orientation of the temple to the placement of deities, ensuring that the structure resonates with the cosmic energy and creates a harmonious environment for devotees. The layout of a typical Hindu temple often includes several key components, each with its own symbolic significance. The Garbhagriha, or the Sanctum Sanctorum, is the innermost chamber where the main deity resides. This is considered the most sacred part of the temple, and access to it is often restricted to priests. Above the Garbhagriha rises the Shikhar, a towering spire that symbolizes the connection between the earthly realm and the divine heavens. The shikar is often adorned with intricate carvings and sculptures that depict scenes from Hindu mythology. The mandapa, or the assembly hall, is a large open space where devotees gather to pray and participate in religious ceremonies. The temple complex may also include other structures such as a Nandi mandapa, dedicated to the sacred bull Nandi, the mount of Lord Shiva, and a Dwaja stamba, a flagstaff that announces the presence of the deity. The sculptures that adorn Hindu temples are not merely decorative. They are imbued with deep symbolic meaning and represent various aspects of the divine. Each deity is depicted with specific attributes and gestures that convey their unique qualities and powers. For example, Lord Vishnu is often depicted holding a conch shell, a discus, a lotus flower, and a mace, each symbolizing different aspects of his divine nature. Goddess Lakshmi is often depicted with a pot of gold, symbolizing wealth and prosperity, and a lotus flower, symbolizing purity and spiritual awakening. The sculptures also depict scenes from Hindu mythology, such as the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, serving as visual narratives that reinforce the teachings of these sacred texts. The orientation of the temple is also of paramount importance. Most Hindu temples are oriented towards the east, facing the rising sun, which symbolizes the dawn of enlightenment and the dispelling of darkness. The placement of the deity within the Garbhagriha is also carefully considered, ensuring that it aligns with the cardinal directions and the flow of cosmic energy. The Vasta Shastras also prescribe specific measurements and proportions for the temple, based on mathematical principles and sacred geometry. These measurements are believed to create a harmonious resonance within the temple, amplifying the spiritual energy and creating a conducive environment for prayer and meditation. The construction of a Hindu temple is often a community effort involving skilled artisans, craftsmen, and volunteers. The process can take years, even decades, to complete, reflecting the dedication and devotion of the people involved. The consecration of a new temple is a grand event, marked by elaborate ceremonies and rituals that invoke the presence of the deity and infuse the structure with divine energy. The temple then becomes a living embodiment of the divine, a place where devotees can connect with the sacred and experience a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment. Consider the magnificent Angkor Wat Temple in Cambodia, a testament to the enduring influence of Hindu architecture and the intricate craftsmanship of ancient civilizations. Now, let's turn our attention to the scientific understanding of the concepts that underpin Hindu mythology. While mythology is often seen as a collection of stories and legends, it can also be interpreted as a symbolic representation of profound scientific and philosophical truths. The ancient rishis, or seers, who composed the Hindu scriptures, possessed a deep understanding of the universe and its workings, and they encoded their knowledge in the form of myths and allegories. By deciphering these symbolic representations, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the scientific wisdom embedded within Hindu mythology. One example is the concept of the Trimurti, the Trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, representing creation, preservation, and destruction, respectively. This can be seen as a symbolic representation of the cyclical nature of the universe, where everything is constantly being created, maintained, and destroyed, only to be created again. This cyclical process is reflected in many scientific phenomena, such as the life cycle of stars, the water cycle, and the carbon cycle. The Big Bang Theory, which describes the origin of the universe, can be seen as a parallel to Brahma's role as the creator. The ongoing expansion and evolution of the universe can be seen as a parallel to Vishnu's role as the preserver. And the eventual heat death of the universe, or the collapse of a star into a black hole, can be seen as a parallel to Shiva's role as the destroyer. The concept of Maya, or illusion, can be seen as a reflection of the limitations of human perception. Our senses only allow us to perceive a small fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum, and our brains are wired to filter and interpret information in specific ways. This means that our perception of reality is always subjective and incomplete. Modern physics has also revealed the illusory nature of reality, with concepts such as quantum entanglement and the uncertainty principle challenging our classical notions of space, time, and causality. The idea that the universe is ultimately interconnected and that our individual selves are not separate from the whole is also supported by scientific evidence, such as the observation that all matter in the universe is made up of the same fundamental particles. The concept of karma, the law of cause and effect, can be seen as a parallel to the laws of physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and every cause has a corresponding effect. This principle applies not only to physical phenomena, but also to our thoughts, words, and deeds. Our actions create karmic impressions that shape our future experiences, just as our past actions have shaped our present circumstances. The concept of reincarnation can be seen as a way of explaining the continuity of consciousness and the persistence of energy. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. This suggests that our consciousness, which is a form of energy, may also persist beyond the death of our physical body, potentially being reborn in another form. The concept of yoga, which aims to unite the individual self with the divine, can be seen as a way of achieving optimal physical and mental health. The practice of yoga has been shown to reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance overall well-being. The physical postures of yoga help to improve flexibility, strength, and balance, while the breathing techniques help to calm the nervous system and reduce anxiety. The meditation practices of yoga help to quiet the mind, cultivate awareness, and develop inner peace. By integrating the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of yoga, we can achieve a state of holistic well-being and unlock our full potential. Consider the growing body of scientific research that supports the benefits of yoga and meditation for physical and mental health. As you continue to surrender to the embrace of sleep, let these scientific interpretations of Hindu mythology deepen your understanding of the universe and your place within it. Remember that the ancient rishis were not just storytellers, but also scientists and philosophers who sought to unravel the mysteries of existence. Their wisdom continues to resonate today, offering valuable insights into the nature of reality and the path to enlightenment. Allow the gentle waves of the cosmic ocean to carry you away into the land of dreams, where the divine visions of the Trideva await to guide you on your inner journey. Now, let's delve into the profound concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality in Hindu philosophy. Brahman is often described as the source of all existence, the ground of being, the ultimate truth. It is beyond all description and comprehension, yet it is also immanent in all things. Brahman is not a personal god in the traditional sense, but rather an impersonal, all-pervading reality that transcends all concepts and categories. It is the ultimate answer to the question of what is the fundamental reality that underlies all phenomena. Brahman is often described using the term neti neti, which means not this, not that. This is because Brahman cannot be defined or limited by any particular attribute or characteristic. It is beyond all qualities and distinctions, beyond all form and name. Brahman is often described as being Sat Chidananda, which means truth consciousness bliss. Sat refers to the eternal and unchanging nature of Brahman. Chit refers to the infinite awareness and intelligence of Brahman, and Ananda refers to the boundless joy and bliss of Brahman. The concept of Brahman is closely related to the concept of Atman, the individual soul or self. In Hindu philosophy, the Atman is considered to be a part of Brahman, a spark of the divine within each of us. The goal of spiritual practice is to realize the identity of the Atman and Brahman, to recognize that our individual self is not separate from the ultimate reality. This realization leads to liberation from suffering and the attainment of eternal peace and bliss. The concept of Brahman can be difficult to grasp intellectually, but it can be experienced directly through meditation and other spiritual practices. By quieting the mind and turning inward, we can glimpse the underlying reality that connects us all. This experience can be transformative, leading to a profound sense of peace, connection, and purpose. Imagine a drop of water in the ocean. The drop of water may appear to be separate from the ocean, but it is ultimately made of the same substance. Similarly, the Atman may appear to be separate from Brahman, but it is ultimately a part of the same reality. The realization of this unity is the ultimate goal of Hindu spiritual practice. The concept of Brahman also has implications for our understanding of the universe and our place within it. If Brahman is the source of all existence, then everything in the universe is ultimately connected and interdependent. This means that our actions have consequences, not only for ourselves, but also for others and for the planet as a whole. It also means that we are all part of something larger than ourselves, a vast and interconnected web of life. By recognizing our connection to Brahman, we can cultivate a sense of compassion, responsibility, and reverence for all beings. As you continue to relax and prepare for sleep, allow the concept of Brahman to sink deep into your consciousness. Let go of your limiting beliefs and open yourself to the possibility of experiencing the ultimate reality. Remember that you are not separate from the divine, but rather a part of it. Embrace the peace, joy, and bliss that come from recognizing your true nature. And may your dreams be filled with the light of Brahman. Now let's consider the concept of the chakras, the energy centers within the subtle body. According to yogic tradition, there are 7 main chakras located along the spine, each associated with different aspects of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. These chakras are believed to be spinning wheels of energy that regulate the flow of prana, or life force, throughout the body. When the chakras are balanced and aligned, we experience optimal health and vitality. When they are blocked or imbalanced, we may experience physical, mental, or emotional problems. The 7 main chakras are: 1. Muladhara chakra, root chakra located at the base of the spine. The Muladhara chakra is associated with grounding, security, and survival. When this chakra is balanced, we feel safe, secure, and connected to the earth. When it is blocked, we may experience fear, anxiety, and insecurity. 2. Swadhisthana chakra, sacral chakra located in the lower abdomen. The Swadhisthana chakra is associated with creativity, sexuality, and pleasure. When this chakra is balanced, we feel creative, passionate, and connected to our emotions. When it is blocked, we may experience guilt, shame, and emotional instability. 3. Manipura chakra, solar plexus chakra located in the upper abdomen. The Manipura chakra is associated with power, will, and self-esteem. When this chakra is balanced, we feel confident, assertive, and in control of our lives. When it is blocked, we may experience anger, frustration, and low self-esteem. 4. Anahata chakra, heart chakra located in the center of the chest. The Anahata chakra is associated with love, compassion, and forgiveness. When this chakra is balanced, we feel loving, compassionate, and connected to others. When it is blocked, we may experience loneliness, isolation, and resentment. 5. Vishuddha chakra, throat chakra located in the throat. The Vishuddha chakra is associated with communication, self-expression, and truth. When this chakra is balanced, we are able to communicate our thoughts and feelings clearly and authentically. When it is blocked, we may experience difficulty expressing ourselves, fear of speaking our truth, and throat problems. 6. Ajna chakra, third eye chakra located in the center of the forehead. The Ajna chakra is associated with intuition, wisdom, and insight. When this chakra is balanced, we have a clear sense of intuition, a strong connection to our inner wisdom, and the ability to see beyond the surface. When it is blocked, we may experience confusion, lack of clarity, and difficulty trusting our intuition. 7. Sahasrara chakra, crown chakra located at the crown of the head. The Sahasrara chakra is associated with spirituality, enlightenment, and connection to the divine. When this chakra is balanced, we experience a sense of unity, peace, and connection to something larger than ourselves. When it is blocked, we may experience feelings of alienation, disconnection, and spiritual emptiness. There are various techniques for balancing and aligning the chakras, including yoga, meditation, breath work, and sound healing. By working with the chakras, we can release emotional blockages, improve our physical and mental health, and deepen our spiritual connection. Imagine each chakra as a spinning wheel of light, radiating its unique color and energy. By visualizing these chakras and focusing our attention on them, we can help to balance and harmonize their energy. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, visualize each of your chakras spinning brightly and freely. Feel the energy flowing through your body, nourishing and revitalizing every cell. Know that you are a vibrant and powerful being, capable of achieving optimal health and well-being. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and light of the chakras. Now, let's explore the concept of yantras, geometric diagrams that are used as tools for meditation and spiritual practice. Yantras are considered to be visual representations of deities or cosmic energies, and they're believed to have the power to focus the mind, enhance concentration, and awaken spiritual awareness. Each yantra has its own unique geometry and symbolism, and each is associated with a specific deity or energy. Yantras are often used in conjunction with mantras, sacred sounds, or syllables to amplify their power and effectiveness. By gazing at a yantra while chanting its corresponding mantra, we can create a powerful resonance that aligns us with the divine energy it represents. Yantras are also used as decorative elements in temples and homes, creating a sacred and harmonious atmosphere. One of the most well-known yantras is the Sri Yantra, a complex geometric diagram that represents the goddess Lakshmi and the cosmic principle of abundance. The Sri Yantra consists of 9 interlocking triangles, surrounded by 2 circles of lotus petals and an outer square. The triangles represent the male and female principles, and their interlocking arrangement symbolizes the union of these forces, creating a dynamic and harmonious whole. Another important yantra is the Kali yantra, which represents the goddess Kali and the transformative power of destruction. The Kali yantra is often used to overcome negative emotions, break free from limiting beliefs, and unleash our inner power. The geometry of the Kali yantra is more aggressive and dynamic than that of the Sri yantra, reflecting the fierce and uncompromising nature of the goddess Kali. Yantras can be used in a variety of ways, depending on our individual needs and preferences. We can gaze at a yantra while meditating, focusing our attention on its intricate geometry and allowing its energy to penetrate our consciousness. We can create a yantra by drawing it ourselves, using precise measurements and colors. We can also purchase pre-made yantras from reputable sources. When working with yantras, it is important to approach them with respect and reverence. Yantras are not mere decorations, but rather powerful tools for spiritual transformation. By using them with intention and devotion, we can unlock their hidden potential and experience profound benefits. Imagine gazing at the Sri Yantra, feeling its energy of abundance and prosperity flowing into your life. Visualize your desires manifesting effortlessly and your dreams coming true. As you prepare to enter the realm of sleep, let the images of yantras dance in your mind. Allow their sacred geometry to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are surrounded by divine energy and that you have the power to create a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the yantras. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of mudras, symbolic hand gestures now. Let's turn our attention to the concept of mudras, symbolic hand gestures that are used in Hindu and Buddhist traditions to channel energy, express devotion, and deepen meditation. Mudras are considered to be a form of nonverbal communication, and they're believed to have the power to influence our physical, mental, and emotional states. Each mudra has its own unique shape and symbolism, and each is associated with a specific deity, element, or quality. Mudras are often performed during meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices. They can be used to enhance concentration, calm the mind, and awaken spiritual awareness. Mudras are also used in dance and theater to convey emotions and tell stories. By consciously shaping our hands into specific mudras, we can tap into the subtle energies of the universe and align ourselves with the divine. One of the most well-known mudras is the Gyan mudra, also known as the gesture of knowledge. To perform the Gyan mudra, simply touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your index finger, keeping the other 3 fingers straight. This mudra is said to promote wisdom, clarity, and concentration. It is often used during meditation to quiet the mind and enhance focus. The Gyan mudra symbolizes the union of the individual soul, represented by the index finger, with the universal soul, represented by the thumb. It is a powerful reminder that we are all connected to something larger than ourselves. Another important mudra is the Anjali mudra, also known as the prayer gesture or the gesture of reverence. To perform the Anjali mudra, simply bring your palms together in front of your chest with your fingers pointing upwards. This mudra is a universal symbol of respect, gratitude, and humility. It is often used as a greeting, a gesture of farewell, or a sign of devotion. The Anjali mudra represents the unity of opposites, the balance of male and female energies, and the recognition of the divine within ourselves and others. It is a beautiful way to connect with our hearts and express our appreciation for the blessings in our lives. The history of mudras can be traced back to ancient India, where they were used in Vedic rituals and tantric practices. Over time, mudras spread to other parts of Asia, including Tibet, China, and Japan. They became an integral part of various spiritual traditions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Today, mudras are practiced by people all over the world, regardless of their religious or cultural background. They are a powerful tool for self-discovery, healing, and spiritual growth. The scientific understanding of mudras is still evolving, but there is growing evidence that they can have a measurable impact on our physiology and psychology. Studies have shown that certain mudras can lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and improve cognitive function. It is believed that mudras work by stimulating specific nerve endings in the hands, which in turn send signals to the brain. These signals can influence our hormone levels, brainwave patterns, and overall state of well-being. Imagine holding the Gan mudra in your hands, feeling the connection between your thumb and index finger. Visualize your mind becoming calm and clear, your thoughts slowing down, and your awareness expanding. Feel the wisdom and knowledge flowing into you, guiding you on your path. Allow the energy of the Gan mudra to fill you with peace, clarity, and understanding. As you drift off to sleep, let the image of the Anjali mudra be your guide. Visualize your hands coming together in a gesture of reverence, feeling gratitude for all the blessings in your life. Know that you are loved, supported, and connected to the divine. Allow the energy of the Anjali mudra to fill you with peace, love, and compassion. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the mudras. Now, let's delve into the concept of the chakras, which are energy centers within the subtle body that are believed to govern our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word for wheel or disc, and it refers to the spinning vortexes of energy that are located along the central axis of our body, from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. According to yogic philosophy, there are 7 main chakras, each associated with a specific color, element, sound, and function. These chakras are interconnected and influence each other, and when they're balanced and aligned, we experience optimal health and vitality. However, when one or more chakras become blocked or imbalanced, it can lead to physical ailments, emotional distress, and spiritual stagnation. The first chakra is the Muladhara chakra, also known as the root chakra. It is located at the base of the spine, near the perineum, and it is associated with the color red, the element earth, and the sense of smell. The Muladhara chakra governs our sense of security, stability, and survival. When this chakra is balanced, we feel grounded, safe, and connected to our physical body. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience fear, anxiety, and insecurity. The second chakra is the Svadhisthana chakra, also known as the sacral chakra. It is located in the lower abdomen, near the sacrum, and it is associated with the color orange, the element water, and the sense of taste. The Svadhisthana chakra governs our creativity, sexuality, and emotions. When this chakra is balanced, we feel passionate, joyful, and connected to our senses. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience emotional instability, sexual dysfunction, and a lack of creativity. The third chakra is the Manipura chakra, also known as the solar plexus chakra. It is located in the upper abdomen, near the navel, and it is associated with the color yellow, the element fire, and the sense of sight. The Manipura chakra governs our personal power, self-esteem, and willpower. When this chakra is balanced, we feel confident, assertive, and in control of our lives. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience low self-esteem, anger, and a lack of motivation. The fourth chakra is the Anahata chakra, also known as the heart chakra. It is located in the center of the chest, near the heart, and it is associated with the color green, the element air, and the sense of touch. The Anahata chakra governs our love, compassion, and connection to others. When this chakra is balanced, we feel loving, empathetic, and connected to all beings. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience loneliness, isolation, and difficulty in relationships. The fifth chakra is the Vishuddha chakra, also known as the throat chakra. It is located in the throat, near the larynx, and it is associated with the color blue, the element ether, and the sense of hearing. The Vishuddha chakra governs our communication, self-expression, and truth. When this chakra is balanced, we feel articulate, authentic, and able to express ourselves clearly. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience difficulty communicating, lying, and a lack of self-expression. The sixth chakra is the Ajna chakra, also known as the third eye chakra. It is located in the center of the forehead between the eyebrows, and it is associated with the color indigo, the element light, and the sense of intuition. The Ajna chakra governs our intuition, insight, and psychic abilities. When this chakra is balanced, we feel intuitive, perceptive, and able to see the bigger picture. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience confusion, lack of intuition, and difficulty making decisions. The seventh chakra is the Sahasrara chakra, also known as the crown chakra. It is located at the crown of the head, above the fontanelle, and it is associated with the color violet or white, the element cosmic energy, and the sense of knowing. The Sahasrara chakra governs our spiritual connection, enlightenment, and oneness with the universe. When this chakra is balanced, we feel connected to the divine, enlightened, and at peace with ourselves and the world. However, when it is imbalanced, we may experience spiritual disconnection, confusion, and a lack of purpose. The concept of chakras has been around for thousands of years, originating in ancient India. It is mentioned in the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Yoga Sutras. Over time, the concept of chakras spread to other parts of the world, including Tibet, China, and Japan. Today, it is an integral part of many spiritual and healing traditions. There are many ways to balance and align the chakras. Some common methods include meditation, yoga, pranayama, breathing exercises, sound healing, and aromatherapy. Each of these methods works by stimulating and harmonizing the energy flow within the chakras. For example, specific yoga poses can help to open and balance certain chakras, while specific mantras can help to cleanse and activate them. Imagine your chakras spinning brightly, each one radiating its unique color and energy. Visualize the Muladhara chakra glowing red at the base of your spine, grounding you and connecting you to the earth. Feel the Svadhisthana chakra pulsating orange in your lower abdomen, awakening your creativity and sensuality. See the Manipura chakra shining yellow in your solar plexus, empowering you and boosting your self-esteem. Experience the Anahata chakra radiating green in your heart center, filling you with love and compassion. Here, the Vishuddha chakra resonating blue in your throat, allowing you to express yourself freely and authentically. Perceive the Ajna chakra glowing indigo in your forehead, opening your intuition and insight. And feel the Sahasrara chakra shimmering violet or white at the crown of your head, connecting you to the divine and filling you with peace. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the images of the chakras dance in your mind. Allow their vibrant colors and energies to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are a being of pure light and energy, and that you have the power to heal and transform yourself. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the chakras. Now, let's explore the concept of Kundalini, a powerful spiritual energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine, waiting to be awakened. The word Kundalini comes from the Sanskrit word for coiled serpent, and it refers to the primal life force that is said to be the source of all creativity, intuition, and spiritual power. According to yogic philosophy, Kundalini energy is coiled 3.5 times around the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, at the base of the spine. When this energy is awakened, it rises up through the central energy channel, known as the Sushumna Nadi, passing through each of the 7 chakras along the way. As the Kundalini energy rises, it can bring about profound physical, mental, and spiritual transformations. The awakening of Kundalini is often described as a powerful and transformative experience. It can be accompanied by a variety of sensations, including intense heat, tingling, vibrations, and visions. It can also lead to increased creativity, intuition, and spiritual insight. However, the awakening of Kundalini can also be challenging, and it is important to approach it with caution and guidance. There are many different techniques that can be used to awaken Kundalini energy. Some common methods include yoga, meditation, pranayama, breathing exercises, and mantra chanting. However, it is important to note that these techniques should be practiced under the guidance of a qualified teacher, as the premature or forceful awakening of Kundalini can lead to negative consequences. The history of Kundalini yoga can be traced back to ancient India, where it was practiced by yogis and mystics for centuries. Over time, the practice of Kundalini yoga spread to other parts of the world, and it is now practiced by people of all backgrounds and cultures. Kundalini yoga is a powerful tool for self-discovery, healing, and spiritual growth. The scientific understanding of Kundalini is still evolving, but there is growing evidence that it can have a measurable impact on our physiology and psychology. Studies have shown that Kundalini yoga can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. It is believed that Kundalini yoga works by stimulating the nervous system, balancing the hormones, and promoting the flow of energy throughout the body. Imagine the Kundalini energy coiled at the base of your spine, like a sleeping serpent waiting to be awakened. Visualize this energy slowly rising up through your central energy channel, passing through each of your chakras along the way. Feel the warmth and tingling sensation as the Kundalini energy activates each chakra, bringing about profound healing and transformation. Allow the Kundalini energy to awaken your creativity, intuition, and spiritual power. As you prepare to enter the realm of sleep, let the image of the Kundalini energy be your guide. Allow its transformative power to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are a being of infinite potential and that you have the power to awaken your inner divinity. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the Kundalini. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of the nadis, which are energy channels within the subtle body that are believed to carry prana, the vital life force. The word nadi comes from the Sanskrit word for channel or tube, and it refers to the network of pathways that are said to distribute energy throughout the body. According to yogic philosophy, there are thousands of nadis in the human body, but 3 of them are considered to be the most important: the Ida nadi, the Pingala nadi, and the Sushumna nadi. The Ida nadi is associated with the left side of the body, the lunar energy, and the feminine principle. It is said to be cooling, calming, and introspective. The Pingala nadi is associated with the right side of the body, the solar energy, and the masculine principle. It is said to be heating, energizing, and extroverted. The Sushumna nadi is the central energy channel that runs along the spine, and it is said to be the pathway for Kundalini energy to rise. When the nadis are clear and open, prana can flow freely throughout the body, nourishing the tissues, organs, and cells. This leads to optimal health, vitality, and well-being. However, when the nadis are blocked or constricted, prana cannot flow freely, and this can lead to physical ailments, emotional distress, and spiritual stagnation. There are many different techniques that can be used to cleanse and open the nadis. Some common methods include yoga, pranayama, breathing exercises, meditation, and massage. Each of these methods works by removing blockages, releasing tension, and promoting the flow of prana throughout the body. The history of the nadis can be traced back to ancient India, where they were described in the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Yoga Sutras. Over time, the concept of nadis spread to other parts of the world, and it is now an integral part of many spiritual and healing traditions. The scientific understanding of nadis is still evolving, but there is growing evidence that they may correspond to the nervous system, the circulatory system, and the lymphatic system. It is believed that the nadis work by transmitting electrical and chemical signals throughout the body, influencing our physiology and psychology. Imagine the nadis as a network of shimmering pathways, carrying prana throughout your body. Visualize the Ida nadi flowing cool and calming energy along the left side of your spine, soothing your emotions and quieting your mind. Feel the Pingala nadi flowing warm and energizing energy along the right side of your spine, boosting your energy and sharpening your focus. See the Sushumna nadi glowing brightly in the center of your spine, opening the pathway for Kundalini energy to rise. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the image of the nadis be your guide. Allow their flowing energy to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are a being of pure energy and that you have the power to heal and revitalize yourself. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the nadis. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of mantras. Mantras are sacred sounds, syllables, words, or phrases that are repeated aloud or silently to focus the mind, invoke divine energy, and achieve spiritual transformation. The word mantra comes from the Sanskrit words manas, mind, and tra, tool, meaning a tool for the mind. Mantras are considered to be powerful sound vibrations that can affect our consciousness and our environment. They are believed to have the ability to purify the mind, calm the emotions, and awaken our spiritual potential. Each mantra has its own unique vibration and meaning, and it is associated with a specific deity, element, or quality. Mantras are often used in meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices. They can be chanted aloud, whispered softly, or repeated silently in the mind. The repetition of a mantra helps to focus the mind and quiet the thoughts, allowing us to enter a state of deep relaxation and inner peace. One of the most well-known mantras is the Om mantra, also known as the Pranab mantra. Om is considered to be the sound of the universe, the primordial vibration from which all creation arose. It is a sacred syllable that is used at the beginning and end of many Hindu prayers and chants. The sound Om is said to resonate with the energy of the universe, connecting us to the divine and filling us with peace and harmony. Another important mantra is the Gayatri mantra, which is a Vedic mantra dedicated to the sun god Savitar. The Gayatri mantra is said to promote wisdom, intelligence, and spiritual enlightenment. It is often chanted at sunrise and sunset to invoke the blessings of the sun and to purify the mind. Mantras have been used for thousands of years in various spiritual traditions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. They are considered to be a powerful tool for self-discovery, healing, and spiritual growth. Mantras are not merely words or sounds. They are living energies that can transform our consciousness and our lives. The scientific understanding of mantras is still evolving, but there is growing evidence that they can have a measurable impact on our physiology and psychology. Studies have shown that chanting mantras can lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and improve mood. It is believed that mantras work by stimulating the vagus nerve, which is a major nerve that connects the brain to the body. This stimulation can lead to a relaxation response, which can have a positive impact on our health and well-being. Imagine yourself chanting a mantra, feeling the vibrations resonating throughout your body. Visualize the sound waves purifying your mind, calming your emotions, and awakening your spiritual potential. Allow the mantra to carry you into a state of deep relaxation and inner peace. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the sound of a mantra be your guide. Allow its sacred vibrations to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are surrounded by divine energy and that you have the power to heal and transform yourself. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the mantras. Now, let's explore the concept of deities in Hinduism. In Hinduism, Deities are seen as manifestations of the one supreme reality, Brahman. They are not considered to be separate gods, but rather different aspects or expressions of the divine. Each deity has its own unique qualities, powers, and responsibilities, and they are worshipped in different ways. The Hindu pantheon is vast and diverse, with thousands of deities representing various aspects of the natural world, human emotions, and spiritual principles. Some of the most well-known deities include Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, Shiva, the destroyer, Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, Sarasvati, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom, and Durga, the goddess of power and protection. Deities are often depicted in symbolic forms, with multiple arms, heads, or other features that represent their divine powers and attributes. They are also associated with specific animals, plants, and colors, which further enhance their symbolic meaning. Worship of deities is an integral part of Hindu life. Hindus often have shrines or altars in their homes dedicated to their favorite deities. They may also visit temples to offer prayers, flowers, and other offerings to the deities. The purpose of deity worship is to connect with the divine, to seek blessings and guidance, and to cultivate a sense of devotion and surrender. The concept of deities in Hinduism is complex and multifaceted. It is not simply a matter of believing in multiple gods, but rather a way of understanding the different aspects of the one supreme reality. Deities serve as a bridge between the human and the divine, allowing us to connect with the infinite and to experience the sacred in our everyday lives. Imagine yourself standing before a deity, feeling its divine presence and power. Visualize its symbolic form, its radiant colors, and its compassionate gaze. Allow its energy to fill you with peace, love, and strength. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the image of a deity be your guide. Allow its divine presence to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are loved and protected by the divine, and that you have the power to overcome any challenge. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of the deities. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of Dharma, a central concept in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. In Hinduism, Dharma refers to the righteous path, the moral order, and the cosmic law that governs the universe. It is the principle that upholds the universe and maintains its harmony. Dharma encompasses a wide range of concepts, including duty, righteousness, morality, ethics, and justice. Dharma is not simply a set of rules or regulations, but rather a way of life. It is about living in accordance with the natural order of the universe, fulfilling one's duties and responsibilities, and acting with compassion and integrity. Dharma is about doing what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. Each individual has their own unique dharma, based on their social class, their stage of life, their gender, and their individual talents and abilities. This is known as svadharma, or one's own dharma. It is important to understand and fulfill one's svadharma in order to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. The concept of dharma is closely related to the concept of karma. Karma refers to the law of cause and effect, which states that every action has a consequence. When we act in accordance with Dharma, we create positive karma, which leads to happiness and well-being. When we act against Dharma, we create negative karma, which leads to suffering and misfortune. Dharma is not a static concept, but rather a dynamic and evolving one. It is important to constantly reflect on our actions and to strive to live in accordance with Dharma in all aspects of our lives. By following the path of Dharma, we can create a more just and harmonious world for ourselves and for others. Imagine yourself living in accordance with Dharma, acting with compassion, integrity, and righteousness in all that you do. Visualize yourself fulfilling your duties and responsibilities and contributing to the well-being of others. Feel the peace and joy that comes from living a life of purpose and meaning. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of Dharma be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you have the power to choose the path of Dharma, and that by doing so, you can create a life of happiness, fulfillment, and spiritual growth. And may your dreams be filled with the wisdom and beauty of Dharma. Now, let us delve into the concept of karma, a fundamental principle in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Karma, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning action or deed, embodies the law of cause and effect, suggesting that every action, thought, and intention has a corresponding consequence. It's a cosmic principle that governs the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, influencing our experiences and shaping our destinies. Karma is not simply a system of reward and punishment, but rather a natural law that operates impartially and universally. It's like gravity. It affects everyone, regardless of their beliefs or status. Every action we take, whether it's physical, verbal, or mental, creates a karmic imprint that will eventually manifest in our lives. Positive actions create positive karmic imprints, leading to happiness and well-being, while negative actions create negative karmic imprints, leading to suffering and misfortune. The concept of karma is often misunderstood as fatalism or predestination. However, karma is not about being trapped by our past actions. It's about understanding the consequences of our choices and taking responsibility for our lives. We have the power to change our karma by making conscious choices and acting with wisdom and compassion. There are different types of karma, including Sankita karma, accumulated karma from past lives, Prarabdha karma, karma that is currently being experienced, and Agami karma, karma that is being created in the present moment. By understanding these different types of karma, we can gain a deeper understanding of our lives and how to create a more positive future. The concept of karma is closely linked to the concept of Dharma. When we act in accordance with Dharma, we create positive karma. When we act against Dharma, we create negative karma. Therefore, living a life of Dharma is essential for creating a positive karmic future. Imagine yourself living with awareness of karma, understanding that every action has a consequence. Visualize yourself making conscious choices that are aligned with Dharma, creating positive karmic imprints that will lead to happiness and well-being. Feel the empowerment that comes from taking responsibility for your life and shaping your own destiny. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of karma be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you have the power to change your karma, and that by making conscious choices, you can create a life of happiness, fulfillment, and spiritual growth. And may your dreams be filled with the understanding and beauty of karma. Now, let us shift our focus to the concept of reincarnation, also known as rebirth or transmigration, a central belief in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Reincarnation is the cyclical process of death and rebirth, where the soul or consciousness transmigrates from one body to another. It suggests that our current life is not our only life, but rather one in a series of lives, each influenced by our past actions and shaping our future experiences. The concept of reincarnation is closely linked to the concept of karma. Our past actions create karmic imprints that determine the circumstances of our future lives, including our physical form, our family, our social status, and our life experiences. Positive karma leads to favorable rebirths, while negative karma leads to less favorable rebirths. The purpose of reincarnation is to provide opportunities for spiritual growth and evolution. Through each lifetime, we learn lessons, develop virtues, and purify our consciousness. Eventually, we may reach a point where we transcend the cycle of reincarnation and attain liberation or enlightenment. Reincarnation is not simply a matter of being reborn as a human being. We can be reborn as animals, plants, or even as deities in higher realms. The form of our rebirth depends on the quality of our karma and the level of our spiritual development. The concept of reincarnation is a source of comfort and hope for many people. It suggests that death is not the end, but rather a transition to a new life. It also provides a framework for understanding suffering and inequality in the world. By believing in reincarnation, we can see our lives as part of a larger cosmic process and find meaning in our experiences. Imagine yourself as a soul traveling through time, experiencing countless lives in different forms and circumstances. Visualize yourself learning lessons, developing virtues, and evolving spiritually with each lifetime. Feel the hope and comfort that comes from knowing that death is not the end, but rather a new beginning. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of reincarnation be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are a soul on a journey of spiritual evolution, and that each life is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become more enlightened. And may your dreams be filled with the understanding and beauty of reincarnation. Now, let's immerse ourselves in the concept of moksha, a profound and liberating concept in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Moksha, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning release or liberation, represents the ultimate goal of spiritual practice, freedom from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara, and union with the divine. It's a state of perfect peace, bliss, and enlightenment, where the individual self dissolves into the universal consciousness. Moksha is not simply a release from suffering, but rather a positive state of being characterized by infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, and infinite power. It's a state of complete freedom from all limitations and attachments, where the individual realizes their true nature as pure consciousness. There are different paths to moksha, including karma yoga, the path of action, bhakti yoga, the path of devotion, jnana yoga, the path of knowledge, and raja yoga, the path of meditation. Each path involves different practices and disciplines, but all lead to the same ultimate goal, the realization of one's true nature and union with the divine. Moksha is not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires years of dedicated practice, self-discipline, and spiritual growth. It's a journey of self-discovery, where we peel away the layers of illusion and ignorance that obscure our true nature. The concept of moksha is a source of inspiration and hope for many people. It suggests that we are not simply trapped in the cycle of suffering, but that we have the potential to transcend it and attain a state of perfect peace and happiness. It also provides a framework for understanding the purpose of life, to realize our true nature, and to unite with the divine. Imagine yourself attaining moksha, experiencing the ultimate freedom and liberation. Visualize yourself dissolving into the universal consciousness, becoming one with the divine. Feel the peace, bliss, and enlightenment that comes from realizing your true nature. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of moksha be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you have the potential to attain moksha, and that by dedicating yourself to spiritual practice, you can realize your true nature and unite with the divine. And may your dreams be filled with the hope and beauty of moksha. Now, let's explore the concept of Maya, a fascinating and often misunderstood concept in Hinduism. Maya, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning illusion or magic, refers to the veil of illusion that obscures our perception of reality. It's the power that makes the world appear as it is, separate and distinct, when in reality everything is interconnected and part of the one supreme reality, Brahman. Maya is not simply a deception or a lie, but rather a limited and distorted way of perceiving reality. It's like looking at the world through a colored lens, where everything appears to be a different color than it actually is. Maya creates the illusion of separation, making us believe that we are separate individuals, separate from each other, and separate from the divine. Maya is responsible for our suffering and unhappiness. Because we are attached to the illusion of separation, we experience fear, anger, greed, and other negative emotions. We are constantly seeking happiness in the external world, but because the external world is constantly changing and impermanent, we are never truly satisfied. The goal of spiritual practice is to pierce through the veil of Maya and to realize the true nature of reality. This involves understanding that everything is interconnected and part of the one supreme reality, Brahman. When we realize this truth, we are freed from the illusion of separation, and we experience a state of perfect peace, bliss, and enlightenment. Maya is a powerful force, but can be overcome. By practicing mindfulness, meditation, and self-inquiry, we can gradually weaken the hold of Maya and begin to see the world as it truly is. This requires courage, perseverance, and a willingness to challenge our deeply held beliefs. Imagine yourself piercing through the veil of Maya, seeing the world as it truly is, interconnected and part of the one supreme reality. Visualize yourself freed from the illusion of separation, experiencing a state of perfect peace and bliss. Feel the joy and liberation that comes from realizing your true nature. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of Maya be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you have the power to pierce through the veil of Maya, and that by practicing mindfulness and self-inquiry, you can realize your true nature and experience a state of perfect peace and happiness. And may your dreams be filled with the understanding and beauty of Maya. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of the gunas, 3 fundamental qualities or attributes that make up the material world according to Samkhya philosophy, a dualistic school of thought in Hinduism. The gunas are not physical substances, but rather subtle energies that influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions. They are constantly interacting and influencing each other, creating the ever-changing world that we experience. The 3 gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sattva is the guna of goodness, purity, harmony, and balance. It is associated with clarity, wisdom, and compassion. Rajas is the guna of passion, activity, and desire. It is associated with ambition, energy, and restlessness. Tamas is the guna of inertia, darkness, and ignorance. It is associated with laziness, apathy, and delusion. Everything in the material world is made up of a combination of these 3 gunas, but the proportions of each guna vary from object to object and from person to person. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions are also influenced by the gunas. When sattva is dominant, we experience peace, joy, and contentment. When rajas is dominant, we experience excitement, ambition, and restlessness. When tamas is dominant, we experience laziness, apathy, and depression. The goal of spiritual practice is to increase sattva and to decrease rajas and tamas. This can be achieved through practices such as meditation, yoga, and selfless service. By cultivating sattva, we can purify our minds, calm our emotions, and develop wisdom and compassion. The concept of the gunas is a powerful tool for understanding ourselves and the world around us. By recognizing the influence of the gunas, we can make conscious choices to cultivate sattva and to create a more harmonious and fulfilling life. Imagine yourself balancing the gunas, cultivating sattva, and decreasing rajas and tamas. Visualize yourself experiencing peace, joy, and contentment as sattva becomes more dominant in your life. Feel the clarity, wisdom, and compassion that comes from living in accordance with the gunas. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of the gunas be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you have the power to balance the gunas, and that by cultivating sattva, you can create a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment. And may your dreams be filled with the understanding and beauty of the gunas. Now, let's turn our attention to the concept of the ashramas, which represent the 4 stages of life in Hinduism. The ashramas provide a framework for living a meaningful and fulfilling life, guiding individuals through different stages of personal and spiritual development. Each ashrama has its own unique duties, responsibilities, and goals. The 4 ashramas are brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. Brahmacharya is the stage of student life, focused on learning, self-discipline, and celibacy. It is a time for acquiring knowledge, developing skills, and preparing for future responsibilities. Grihastha is the stage of householder life, focused on marriage, family, and career. It is a time for fulfilling social and familial duties, raising children, and contributing to society. Vanaprastha is the stage of forest dweller or retirement, focused on detachment, reflection, and spiritual practice. It is a time for gradually withdrawing from worldly affairs, pursuing spiritual growth, and preparing for the final stage of life. Sannyasa is the stage of renunciation, focused on complete detachment from worldly possessions and relationships, and dedicating oneself to spiritual realization. It is a time for wandering, meditating, and sharing one's wisdom with others. The ashramas are not meant to be rigid or inflexible, but rather a guide for navigating the different stages of life. Individuals may choose to enter or exit an ashrama at different times, depending on their personal circumstances and spiritual inclinations. The concept of the ashramas provides a valuable framework for understanding the purpose of life and for living a balanced and fulfilling life. By recognizing the unique duties and responsibilities of each ashrama, we can make conscious choices to live in accordance with Dharma and to progress on our spiritual journey. Imagine yourself progressing through the ashramas, fulfilling the duties and responsibilities of each stage of life. Visualize yourself learning and growing in the brahmacharya stage, building a family and contributing to society in the grihastha stage, withdrawing from worldly affairs and pursuing spiritual growth in the vanaprastha stage, and renouncing all attachments and dedicating yourself to spiritual realization in the sannyasa stage. Feel the fulfillment and satisfaction that comes from living in accordance with the ashramas. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the concept of the ashramas be your guide. Allow its wisdom and guidance to soothe your nervous system and quiet your thoughts. Know that you are progressing on a journey of personal and spiritual growth, and that by living in accordance with the ashramas, you can create a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. and may your dreams be filled with the understanding and beauty of the ashramas. Now, let's explore the concept of yoga, a profound and multifaceted practice that originated in ancient India. Yoga, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning to join or to unite, refers to a system of physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines that aim to unite the individual self with the universal consciousness. It's a holistic approach to well-being that encompasses various techniques, including postures, asanas, breathing exercises, pranayama, meditation, and ethical principles. The goal of yoga is to quiet the mind, purify the body, and awaken inner awareness. It's a journey of self-discovery that leads to harmony within oneself and with the world around us. Think of yoga as a symphony orchestra where each instrument, asana, pranayama, meditation, plays a vital role, and when played in harmony, it creates a beautiful and complete melody of well-being. Yoga is not merely about physical postures, but about cultivating a state of mindful awareness and inner peace. The origins of yoga can be traced back thousands of years to ancient India, with the earliest evidence found in the Indus Valley Civilization, circa 3300 to 1700 BCE. The practice was initially transmitted orally, passed down from guru to disciple. Over time, the teachings of yoga were systematized and codified in various texts, including the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, a foundational text that outlines the 8 limbs of yoga. These 8 limbs provide a comprehensive framework for ethical living, physical and mental discipline, and spiritual growth. They are yama, ethical restraints, niyama, observances, asana, postures, pranayama, breath control, pratyahara, sense withdrawal, dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, liberation. Each limb builds upon the previous one, guiding the practitioner towards a state of union with the divine. The Yoga Sutras are like a roadmap for the journey of self-discovery, providing clear guidelines for navigating the path to enlightenment. Now, let's delve into the 8 limbs of yoga, each a stepping stone on the path to self-realization. First, we have yama, which encompasses ethical restraints such as nonviolence, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, non-stealing, asteya, celibacy, brahmacharya, and non-possessiveness, aparigraha. These ethical principles form the foundation of yoga practice, guiding us to live in harmony with ourselves and others. Ahimsa, for example, encourages us to refrain from causing harm to any living being, both in thought and action. Satya calls upon us to be truthful in our words and deeds, fostering trust and integrity in our relationships. Asteya reminds us to respect the property of others and to refrain from taking what is not freely given. Brahmacharya encourages moderation and self-control in all aspects of life, while aparigraha invites us to let go of attachment to material possessions and to cultivate contentment with what we have. Next, we have niyama, which encompasses observances such as purity, saucha, contentment, santosha, austerity, tapas, self-study, svadhyaya, and surrender to the divine, ishvara pranadhana. These observances help us cultivate inner qualities that support our spiritual growth. Saucha encourages us to maintain cleanliness and purity in our bodies and minds. Santasha invites us to find joy and contentment in every moment, regardless of external circumstances. Tapas encourages us to practice self-discipline and to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Svadhyaya invites us to engage in self-reflection and to study sacred texts, deepening our understanding of ourselves and the universe. Ishvara Pranadhana encourages us to surrender to the divine and to trust in the wisdom of the universe. Then comes asana, which refers to physical postures. These postures are designed to purify the body, strengthen the nervous system, and prepare the body for meditation. Asanas are not merely exercises, but rather mindful movements that cultivate awareness of the body and breath. Think of each asana as a unique dance that awakens different energy centers within the body, promoting flexibility, balance, and vitality. From the gentle mountain pose, Tadasana, to the invigorating sun salutations, Surya Namaskar, each asana has its own unique benefits. Following asana, we have pranayama, which refers to breath control techniques. Pranayama is the art of regulating the breath to calm the mind and to increase energy flow. By consciously controlling our breath, we can influence our nervous system, reduce stress, and enhance our mental clarity. There are many different types of pranayama techniques, each with its own unique benefits. For example, alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, promoting a sense of calm and equilibrium. Bellows breath, Bhastrika, helps to energize the body and to clear the mind, while cooling breath, Shitali, helps to cool the body and to reduce stress. Pratyahara, the fifth limb, involves the withdrawal of the senses from external distractions. This is the process of turning our attention inward, away from the constant bombardment of sensory input. Pratyahara is like closing the windows and doors of our minds, creating a quiet space for introspection and self-reflection. By withdrawing our senses, we can cultivate a deeper awareness of our inner world and reduce our dependence on external stimuli. This practice is crucial for developing concentration and for preparing the mind for meditation. Dharana, the sixth limb, refers to concentration or focused attention. This is the ability to direct our attention to a single point, such as the breath, a mantra, or an image. Dharana is like shining a spotlight on a particular object, illuminating it with our full attention. By practicing dharana, we can train our minds to be more focused and less easily distracted. This skill is essential for developing mindfulness and for deepening our meditation practice. Dhyana, the seventh limb, is meditation. It is the state of sustained concentration, where the mind is still and focused, free from thoughts and distractions. Dhyana is like a deep ocean, where the surface may be turbulent, but the depths are calm and serene. By practicing meditation regularly, we can cultivate inner peace, reduce stress, and enhance our self-awareness. There are many different types of meditation techniques, each with its own unique approach. Some techniques involve focusing on the breath, while others involve repeating a mantra or visualizing a peaceful image. Finally, we have samadhi, the eighth and final limb, which refers to a state of liberation or enlightenment. This is the ultimate goal of yoga practice, the state of union with the divine. Samadhi is like merging with the ocean, becoming one with the infinite. In this state, the individual self dissolves into the universal consciousness, and we experience a profound sense of peace, joy, and interconnectedness. Samadhi is not a permanent state, but rather a fleeting glimpse of our true nature. However, even a brief experience of samadhi can have a transformative effect on our lives, inspiring us to continue on our spiritual journey. The beauty of yoga lies in its adaptability and accessibility. It is a practice that can be tailored to meet the needs of individuals of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced practitioner, there's a form of yoga that can benefit you. Yoga is not about achieving a perfect pose, but about cultivating self-awareness, compassion, and inner peace. It is a journey of self-discovery that leads to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As you lie here, ready to sleep, perhaps you can imagine yourself practicing yoga. Visualize yourself moving through the asanas, feeling the gentle stretch in your muscles and the steady rhythm of your breath. Picture yourself sitting in meditation, calming your mind and opening your heart to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Feel the peace and tranquility that comes from connecting with your inner self. Now, let's turn our attention to another essential concept in Hinduism: karma. Karma, often misunderstood as mere fate or destiny, is a fundamental principle that governs the cycle of cause and effect. Derived from the Sanskrit word meaning action, karma refers to the law of moral causation, which states that every action, thought, and intention creates a corresponding reaction. It is a concept deeply intertwined with the notions of dharma and reincarnation, shaping the course of our lives and influencing our future experiences. Think of karma as a cosmic boomerang, where whatever you throw out into the universe eventually returns to you. If you throw out kindness, compassion, and positive energy, you will eventually receive kindness, compassion, and positive energy in return. Conversely, if you throw out negativity, hatred, and harmful actions, you will eventually experience negativity, hatred, and suffering in your own life. It's a principle of universal justice that ensures that every action has consequences, both immediate and long-term. The concept of karma is not meant to be a source of fear or anxiety, but rather a guide for ethical living. By understanding the law of cause and effect, we can make conscious choices to create positive karma and to avoid negative karma. It is a call to take responsibility for our actions and to cultivate a life of virtue and compassion. The origins of karma can be traced back to the ancient Vedic scriptures, where the idea of ritual action and its consequences was first introduced. Over time, the concept of karma evolved and became more refined, finding its full expression in the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. These texts emphasize the importance of selfless action, performed without attachment to the fruits of labor. They teach that by acting with pure intention and without expectation of reward, we can transcend the cycle of karma and attain liberation. Karma is not simply about individual actions. It also operates on a collective level. The actions of societies and nations can create collective karma, which can influence the fate of entire communities. For example, a society that embraces violence and oppression will inevitably suffer the consequences of its actions, while a society that promotes peace and justice will reap the rewards of its virtues. Furthermore, karma is not a rigid or deterministic force. While our past actions create tendencies and predispositions, we always have the freedom to choose our present actions and to shape our future. We are not mere puppets of fate, but rather active agents in the creation of our own destiny. This is where the concept of free will comes into play. While our past karma may influence our present circumstances, we have the power to choose how we respond to those circumstances. We can choose to react with anger, resentment, and negativity, or we can choose to respond with compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. The choices we make in each moment determine the course of our karma and shape our future experiences. Karma operates through a complex system of cause and effect, encompassing both immediate and long-term consequences. Some karmic reactions may be experienced immediately, while others may manifest in future lives. The concept of reincarnation or rebirth is closely linked to the principle of karma. It is believed that when we die, our soul transmigrates to a new body, carrying with it the accumulated karma from our past lives. This karma influences the circumstances of our new life, including our physical and mental characteristics, our social and economic status, and our relationships with others. The goal of spiritual practice is to purify our karma and to transcend the cycle of birth and death. This can be achieved through various means, including selfless service, devotion to God, meditation, and the practice of ethical living. By cultivating virtue, compassion, and wisdom, we can gradually dissolve our negative karma and create positive karma that will lead to liberation. Now, imagine your own karma as a vast tapestry woven from the threads of your actions, thoughts, and intentions. Each thread represents a choice you have made, a word you have spoken, or a thought you have entertained. The colors of the threads represent the quality of your actions, with bright colors representing positive karma and dark colors representing negative karma. As you lie here, ready to sleep, visualize yourself carefully weaving your tapestry of karma, choosing to weave threads of kindness, compassion, and wisdom. Know that with each positive action you take, you are creating a brighter and more beautiful future for yourself and for all beings. Allow this vision to inspire you to live a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. And as you drift off to sleep, let the wisdom of karma guide your dreams. May your dreams be filled with the understanding that every action has consequences, and that by choosing to act with compassion and integrity, you can create a life of lasting happiness and fulfillment. Let's delve into the depths of Maya, an illusion that veils the true nature of reality in Hindu philosophy. Maya, derived from the Sanskrit root ma, meaning to measure or to form, refers to the power of illusion that creates the appearance of a separate, individual self in a world of distinct objects and events. It's the cosmic force that projects the phenomenal world, making us perceive a reality that is ultimately transient and impermanent. Imagine Maya as a grand cosmic stage play, where we are all actors playing different roles, believing that our characters are real and that the drama unfolding before us is the ultimate truth. However, behind the scenes, there is a deeper reality, a unified consciousness that is the source of all existence. Maya is the veil that obscures this deeper reality, leading us to identify with our limited roles and to forget our true nature as expressions of the divine. The concept of Maya is not meant to be a pessimistic or nihilistic view of the world. It is not saying that the world is unreal or that our experiences are meaningless. Rather, it is a reminder that the world we perceive is not the ultimate reality, and that there is a deeper, more profound truth to be discovered. Maya invites us to question our assumptions about reality and to seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. The origins of Maya can be traced back to the ancient Upanishads, where the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality, was first introduced. Brahman is described as the one indivisible and unchanging source of all existence. Maya is the power that projects the illusion of duality, creating the appearance of a world of separate objects and beings. The Upanishads teach that by transcending Maya, we can realize our true nature as Brahman and attain liberation. Maya is often associated with ignorance, avidya, which is the lack of knowledge of our true self and the true nature of reality. Avidya is the root cause of suffering, as it leads us to identify with our ego and to become attached to the impermanent things of the world. By overcoming avidya, we can dispel the illusion of Maya and awaken to our true nature. The concept of Maya is not unique to Hinduism. Similar ideas can be found in other philosophical and spiritual traditions around the world. For example, in Buddhism, the concept of emptiness, sunyata, is similar to the concept of Maya, as it emphasizes the impermanence and interconnectedness of all phenomena. In Western philosophy, the concept of illusion has been explored by thinkers such as Plato, who argue that the world we perceive is merely a shadow of a higher reality. Maya operates through a complex interplay of perception, cognition, and emotion. Our senses provide us with information about the world, but this information is filtered and interpreted by our minds, creating our subjective experience of reality. Our emotions, such as desire, fear, and anger, further distort our perception and lead us to become attached to the objects of our desires. To transcend Maya, we must cultivate self-awareness, detachment, and wisdom. This can be achieved through various means, including meditation, self-inquiry, and the practice of ethical living. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we can gradually detach ourselves from the illusion of the ego and awaken to our true nature. As you lie here, ready to sleep, imagine yourself standing at the edge of the ocean, gazing out at the vast expanse of water. The waves rise and fall, creating the illusion of separate entities. But beneath the surface, the ocean is one and indivisible. Maya is like the waves, creating the illusion of separation, while Brahman is like the ocean, the underlying reality that connects all things. Visualize yourself diving beneath the surface of the ocean, transcending the waves of Maya and merging with the infinite depths of Brahman. Feel the peace and tranquility that comes from realizing your true nature as an expression of the divine. Let this vision guide you into a deep and restful sleep, filled with the understanding and beauty of Maya. And now, let's consider Lila, a concept that beautifully contrasts with Maya, offering a playful and joyful perspective on the divine nature of reality. Lila, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning play or sport, refers to the divine play of the universe, the spontaneous and effortless manifestation of creation, preservation, and destruction. It's the idea that the entire cosmos is a grand cosmic dance, performed by the divine for its own delight. Imagine Lila as a child playing with toys, creating and destroying imaginary worlds with boundless enthusiasm and creativity. The divine is like that child, playfully manifesting the universe out of its own infinite potential. Everything that exists, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is part of this divine play, a spontaneous expression of joy and creativity. The concept of Lila is not meant to diminish the seriousness of life or to deny the existence of suffering. Rather, it is a reminder that even in the midst of suffering, there is a deeper reality of joy and playfulness. Lila invites us to approach life with a sense of lightness, wonder, and gratitude, recognizing that we are all participants in a grand cosmic dance. The origins of Lila can be traced back to the ancient Puranas, which are mythological stories that illustrate the divine nature of reality. These stories often depict the gods and goddesses engaging in playful activities, such as dancing, singing, and playing games. These activities are not merely frivolous distractions, but rather expressions of the divine bliss that permeates all of existence. Lila is often associated with the concept of Ananda, which is the bliss that arises from the realization of our true nature. Ananda is not merely pleasure or happiness, but a deeper, more profound sense of joy that transcends all dualities. When we recognize that we are all part of the divine play, we can experience this Ananda and find joy in every moment of life. The concept of Lila is not unique to Hinduism. Similar ideas can be found in other spiritual traditions around the world. For example, in Sufism, the concept of raqs or divine dance is similar to the concept of Lila, as it emphasizes the spontaneous and joyful expression of the divine. Lila operates through a complex interplay of energy, consciousness, and love. The divine is constantly creating and destroying, expanding and contracting in an endless cycle of play. This play is not random or chaotic, but rather guided by an underlying intelligence and love. The divine is both the player and the played, the creator and the creation, the lover and the beloved. To experience Lila, we must cultivate a sense of openness, curiosity, and wonder. This can be achieved through various means, including meditation, prayer, and the practice of creativity. By approaching life with a childlike sense of wonder, we can discover the divine playfulness that is present in every moment. As you lie here, ready to sleep, imagine yourself dancing in the cosmic play of Lila. Feel the joy and freedom of movement, the spontaneous expression of your own unique energy. Know that you are not separate from the divine, but rather an integral part of the cosmic dance. Allow this vision to fill you with a sense of peace, joy, and gratitude, and drift off to sleep with a smile on your face. And as you fall asleep, may the playful spirit of Lila fill your dreams. May your dreams be filled with laughter, joy, and wonder, and may you awaken refreshed and renewed, ready to embrace the day with a sense of lightness and gratitude. Let these ancient concepts, these divine dreams, guide you into a peaceful and restorative sleep. Sweet dreams.